is an exhibition of new paintings by the Scottish artist Andrew McIntosh, presenting a series of surreal, inhospitable landscapes where independent retailers fight to survive. Andrew McIntosh is a painter originally from the Highlands of Scotland, and the works in this show all return to his native landscapes. They're a collection of large paintings in the Romantic tradition, depicting wild, indomitable places. The Romantics of the 19th century looked to such raw natural environments as an antidote to encroaching technology in the Industrial Revolution, such as in scenes by the English painter John Martin, where the tiny figures seem overwhelmed by their environment, or by the American painter Thomas Cole, where as well as being a figurative representation of the spirit of the Romantic, the landscape becomes pregnant with the promise of the New World and the American dream. Andrew sourced his romantic Highland scenes from driving trips around Scotland, finding places inhabited by a twee or quaint building, a stately home or a cottage, and then replacing them with dilapidated independent retailers from around Britain. In this work, Pentangle, a lava lamp and gift shop, has been placed into a composition reminiscent of Turner's Snowstorm, depicting Hannibal crossing the Alps, the dramatic grandiosity tempered by a tired shop looking to garner new trade with a fancy neon sign. Such neon signage is a theme in the paintings, a nostalgic signifier of a business trying to breathe new energy into a long-standing venture. In this painting, Neptune's, the signage of a family entertainment centre glows livid against the misty mountains. The building, originally in Bournemouth, sits on a crannog, an ancient version of what would become the quintessential British seaside pier. This work, Sunset Beach, finds a tanning salon in the middle of a field, surrounded by pine trees and beneath heavily clouded hills, in direct defiance of the absent sun. And in this work, a second-hand lawnmower shop sits in the middle of a desolate misty field. Note the playful signage of a neon-outlined lawnmower. This is even extended to the container for the lawn clippings. Not all these independent retailers are highlighted with neon. Zodiac Records, based on the South Circular Road in London, finds itself at the foot of a mountain to the side of a stream, the promise of rock and roll echoing in the grand silence of the glen. An advertisement for Paradise Travel sits on a graffitied brutalist construction on a lock island, both unreachable and unattainable. In an accompanying group of smaller paintings, Andrew transplants old pubs into romantic landscapes, although this time brighter and more reminiscent of Italianate pastoral ideals. The Falcon, the legendary Camden music venue, closed down in 2002 and turned into flats. Old College Bar, one of the oldest pubs in Glasgow, demolished in 2021. The Newman Arms, a Fitzrovia pub dating back to 1730. And the Clock Inn, reputedly Edinburgh's hardest pub and often compared to a nuclear bunker, sits in an idyllic golden lit landscape. With pubs under threat of extinction and increasingly run by landlords at the edge of viability, they represent a part of Britain's social fabric, kept alive by individual determination. On the one hand, all these dreamers represent a continuation of the Romantics, for they speak of how private passions can be expressed through independent enterprise. But their existence as enterprises also speaks of another ideal, the American dream that permeates them all. The lawnmower as the staple piece of kit for the proud homeowner. Rock and roll, tanning salons, neon signs, all are suffused with the post-war ideal of independent enterprise, and their dilapidated state underlines how far we have travelled from that era. In his paintings, Andrew articulates this with both warmth and humour, and not a little admiration for these stalwarts, whilst also suggesting how that post-war idealism is becoming a relic of the past, much like the Romantic movement.